Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for SP500 with Elliott Wave Theory. On today's video, again, we're going to be looking into the higher time frame first and then diving into the very much of a smaller time frame and see what do we have there. Now, we've been talking about on higher time frame that we've had the possibility of coming down in a three-wave fashion over here into a wave W. Then we had a potential triangle here as an A, B, C, D, E. However, now that we have consolidated it sideways so long, it does not really make sense to have this as a primary anymore. Again, as we mentioned on the previous videos where we took a look at the more of a macro picture. So what else do we have there? Well, instead of this, again, we could have a WXYXZ here into the lows, or just have some kind of WXY labeled in here as well. I kind of like the WXYXZ just based on the extensions that I reached, but a correction no matter what. To me, this is not the best as a diagonal. We've gone through that many times, so I'm not going to go too detailed into that now. But with this kept in mind, again, this would be wave W. So for next part, we would be looking for wave X, and then later on, we would be looking for wave Y. Again, to me, this being so overlapping is not the best idea for a bullish case. Could it be a bullish scenario? Sure. Nasdaq, for example, has more bullish of a structure, same as Dow. Both of those have a bit more bullish structures than S&P 500, but again, not my primary idea here for S&P at this point. So what do we have as the main idea is a WXY. Again, you might be disagreeing with the idea of having WXYs inside WXYs. So, but to me, that's not an issue. If it is for you, then you can take a look at some of the other ideas out there. I'm sure you can find one that supports you and supports your view. Again, I'm not really too into trying to, again, argue about that anymore. I think I'm just going to go with the flow here and have this as a WXY instead of an ABC in here, just based on the structures alone. So overall, again, ABC here, ABC or WXY, and then a structure for the wave Y overall. This is the way I would like to label it. Inside here, again, we would have an ABC into a W of smaller degree, and then we'd be looking for a wave X. Now, originally we had the wave X here, but we came up in 3, which was kind of short. So again, there is a possibility where this structure here is actually part of a bit larger structure here that takes out these previous lows here, takes the liquidity, finds support somewhere around here, potentially even with this higher time frame channel, and then we could be looking for that last leg upwards. It doesn't have to be, but again, the idea is that we had a three-way structure like so. So at least to me, we would be correcting some of this. So yeah, in my opinion, again, it looks pretty good. If this happens, then it's going to happen. But my primary, I think, at this moment is this wave C idea, having this coming down more impulsively to the downside. But again, we can easily see that structure and how it fits the idea when we basically here on the lower time frames extend towards that 1-to-1, which would be around 41.82. Again, it does not invalidate anything if it goes or extends here. We could be just creating a three-way structure here, then creating another structure partner leg to here. So again, it would be quite small of a retracement in time as well. So in my opinion, again, we would need a bit further out to be dragging into somewhere around the 41.64 area, somewhere around this consolidation area as a minimum, because that's the 38.2. At that point, again, I would be looking for more to take profits, and that is still as a correction or corrective target. Now, overall, if we are looking at the minimum amount of time, we are almost there already. So again, 23.6, I've been keeping this on the S&P 500 as the minimum, as we've seen some quite radical movements on here previously. So again, this would be the minimum amount of time until I change my view, which would happen somewhere around early Wednesday for me. So again, this would give the time to come back down here, and that would be the minimum. But again, the 38.2 as the minimum price as well that we just talked about. But yeah, to me, this still looks and has the potential of creating this kind of 5-way move here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on here, and coming back towards these levels. But yeah, there's not really too much else that has happened. We've created a bit more high here, or created a bit of a move upwards, I guess, and we did not take out the highs here. This can still be labeled an impulse, and I'm still going to be treating it as such until we take out the high. We had a couple of different ideas here, whether the wave B was over or not. It can be over, or it could be, or this could be still a wave 4 of that C wave here. We had other targets in mind as well, where we would come back towards these areas of 1.382 extension around 42.50. That would be taking out the liquidity that we have here on the sell side, and again, that would be a major target for any SMC people as well, and looking for that swing failure pattern. However, if we are taking out the highs, I guess SMC guys are going to be saying that is bullish of a sign, but yeah, to me it's not. The swing failure pattern is something that I would be looking at, and again, if we were to trade this, it would be, well, to the short side, of course. Yeah, depending of course how high we go here, changes the targets in here, and later on again, once we pivot, and if we pivot here, it changes the targets up into this wave Y of X. So again, that is to keep in mind when we are planning and expecting some kind of moves here. So overall, to me, I'm looking for wave X here on minuet to create a structure like this, to complete this wave Y of minute to create, well, actually these are wrong degrees. This should be a minor degree and this should be minute, but in any case, I would be looking for a possible completion of wave X somewhere around in June. I would really like that, and then we would be looking for that down movement for that wave Y later on. But that's going to do it for this video again on SP500. Again, if you enjoyed and got this far into the video, let me know in the comments and likes on this video. And if you want to educate yourself, check out the following advertisements. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video. Bye bye. Couple of advertisements here: Patreon Elliott Wave Basics course, weekly live streams and more Elliott Wave analysis. Udemy Elliott Wave Advanced course, including RSI, risk management, Elliott Wave strategies and time analysis, and counter trend capital, trade setups, education and community. Check us out if you're interested in learning more.